The only road crosses a one-lane suspension bridge over a canyon that's 25 stories deep. And you can't miss the mountain peak, 2,000 meters straight up. The Hazelton area is a patchwork of non-Aboriginal communities and First Nations reserves living together, mostly in poverty. 4 out of 5 people here are unemployed. The average family income is $17,000. Michelle Sankey's family of 6 gets by on less. She's just brought her kids home from school.
Hey guys, move your shoes out of the way.
I tag along. She hasn't been following the election campaign, but there is one big issue on her mind.
We built this society, and it's a society that should be sustaining us and helping us to prosper and not holding us back.
Sankey questions the way federal programs have left her family and so many Aboriginal Canadians without options. Making ends meet is a constant preoccupation. Dividing her budget just as tough as dividing snacks to keep her kids from going hungry.
So food's at the top of your list?
Always at the top, even if that means being late on the rent.
You've got your points that you're going to make.
Her solution lies here, back at school. She's taking one course at the local community college and making much more ambitious plans for a program in Vancouver. She has her acceptance letter and many mixed feelings about moving away.
We love it here, but it's just not enough. Economically and with education, it's just not enough, and my kids are suffering from that.
The reality is there's been a whole lot of suffering here over the past 3 years. Lumber mills have closed, businesses have shut down, well-paying full-time jobs barely exist.
What's changed?
A lot of people have moved out, but they started moving out when the logging started to die, but a lot more people have moved out. We closed a school. There's still very little for our kids to do.
Heather Sterney-Forsythe says she'd leave too if she could afford it. Instead, she juggles 3 part-time jobs for barely more than minimum wage. Driving this bus is one.
If you look at the federal election right now, do you see anything there making any kind of a difference for your life?
No.
Nothing at all?
Not that I can see.
Not that anyone can see from here. So far from Ottawa, so far from prosperity. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Hazelton, BC.
The CBC News investigation has exposed a hidden problem inside Canada's military. It doesn't happen on the battlefield. It happens at home.
The only thing I remember of that is like waking up and being on top of her, and then my hands around my throat.
That story's next on The National.
Your ardent supporters would say that you've become less conservative.
The Hariri assassination took months to plan.
One newscast digs deeper.
Oil sands, to be exact.
Mr. James, would you care to comment more?
Okay, so we're back again, and we're transmitting from Toronto, Ontario. So we as campers, I'm a camper, man. You'll see me pitch a tent on the beach, and there's certain laws on the provinces that don't allow us to do that. It's just like something like you can't just allow your dog to walk on the go on the lot and then just use the washroom and then leave it there, right on the grass. It's not right. You got to pick up after your dog, and it's just part of being obligated and responsible for your pet. I mean, I have a cat, or I used to have a cat. I don't have any anymore, but I know what it's like to have a pet or pets. So, anyways, yes. So for those who agree and disagree, you guys can haggle it out. I'm done. So we're gonna listen to some more news and some more stories, and just people in the community that are being affected by certain, I guess, constituencies and whatnot. Whatever. I don't want to be caught up in it, but I am your host, and my name is Leslie Slowly, and I will be your host, and I'll have a guest in the future. But right now, we're just getting some media vibes in us right now, and we're just gonna sit back on the couch and just relax and just get some relaxation and just maybe even fall asleep with TV on.
Just want to leave though. That's the strength.
A lot of you guys do it. You guys are famous for that.
I leave. 1 pill, 12 hours.
So we're just camping out. We're just camping out in Toronto, Ontario, and it's pretty cool. We got 2 windows to look out from. We got a west view and a north view, and so when the sun comes up and when it comes down, it's not bad. Okay, so I'll see you then, and I'll see you soon. I'm just gonna get back to some TV.
What will you be doing when your arthritis pain strikes? Just one Aleve has the strength to relieve arthritis pain for up to 12 hours, so you can get back to the things
Tag, you're in.
love to do. Aleve, 1 pill, 12 hours strength, 12 hours life.
Get ready for the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Moonlight Madness event. It's our biggest sale of the year, and everything in the store will be marked down. Hurry in. Now is your chance to save up to 50% on floor samples, closeouts, one-of-a-kinds, and discontinued furniture, plus a wide selection of stylish tables, lamps, accessories, and more. Save up to 50% during the Moonlight Madness event. Don't miss it.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Well, as you saw earlier in the program, the body of the latest Canadian soldier to be killed in Afghanistan was returned home today. The costs of the Afghan mission to soldiers are well known. The impact on families is less clear. Now, a CBC investigation shows that domestic violence is a problem the military has been tracking for years. But as Nancy Wood reports, that information has not been revealed publicly until now.
The war in Afghanistan, Canada's longest and bloodiest war since Korea. Thousands of soldiers have participated. More than 150 have lost their lives. About 1 in 4 soldiers comes back with mental health problems that could be felt on the home front later. Roger Perot was badly injured by an IED in Afghanistan back in 2007. His physical wounds are slowly healing, but he still has trouble with post-traumatic stress. Nightmares and a short fuse have changed him deeply.
That's when I realized, okay, no, this is serious. I need to get help because it ain't going away.
The worst of all was the night he attacked his wife, Fran, in his sleep.
The only thing I remember of that is like waking up and being on top of her, and then my hands around her throat.
And I started screaming, and even with me screaming, he was looking at me, but he wasn't there. It was blank.
The Perots live in Petawawa, a military community 2 hours west of Ottawa. They're one of the only families willing to talk about how PTSD is causing violence at home. The local OPP detachment has seen incidents of domestic violence almost double, from 118 in 2006 to 219 in 2010. Turns out the Canadian Forces military police did their own report too. The CBC got the document through access to information. It shows a definite spike in reported domestic violence incidents after troops returned in early 2007, but it wasn't made public. And here's more evidence. The base Padres noticed the same spike and chalked it up to reunification stress. The Phoenix Center for Families has seen its caseload of military families jump from about 35 a year before the war to 350 now.
I think we do need to be concerned. We do need to say there is something going on with domestic violence in the military, in particular in Petawawa.
But in Ottawa, those in charge are not convinced.
We found, unfortunately, some methodological flaws in the way some of that military police data was collected and analyzed.
They dismiss years of U.S. studies which show PTSD sufferers are 4 times more likely to be violent.
They have a slight correlations there, but this is new research as well that needs to be further investigated.
Candice Monson has been studying the issue for years.
We now are pulling all those studies together to do these Uber analyses, and those analyses reveal very consistent relationships between PTSD and intimate aggression.
Fran Perot is sleeping better now that medication has stopped the nighttime attacks, but she knows her husband's pain is far from over.
I feel like I've lost everything. Like employment, life as a whole. Like, I wish someone would just step up and like sort this out for us injured guys.
There are military bases and communities like this one near Montreal all over the country. Petawawa's numbers may make it stand out, but soldiers and their families tell us the same thing is happening in other places, and more services are needed to help. Nancy Wood, CBC News, Longueuil, Quebec.
Prince Harry is getting ready for a grueling journey to the Arctic. Today, he learned how to cope with the cold. It'll give you the chills. That's next on The National.
I'm George Stroumboulopoulos tonight. Edge on the price he pays in the ring.
I'm glad you're here because of the conversation about concussions that's so big with hockey and other sports. Take me through the mind of an athlete and you're like, I'm in trouble, but I'm going back out there.
Tonight.
Yeah, so apparently the engineers who built the new 2011 F-150 just got back from a road trip to the future with a new truck engine. Okay, it's a bit of high-tech genius called EcoBoost with stuff like direct injection and piston cooling jets. It takes out power and fuel economy. Try 420 pound-feet of torque and propels in Ottawa an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. That's Eco and Boost. We got both, they don't. This is the future. This is the new F-150.
Where is this place exactly? It's about as far from Disneyland as you can possibly get. Newfoundland and Labrador.
Time for some straight talk about